everyone! Welcome back to another episode of our show. Last time, we talked about the importance of gaining early insights into the world of books and how I wish someone had shared those experiences with me sooner. Today, I'm thrilled to discuss a topic close to my heart: financial independence. You know, when I first thought about condensing this vast subject into a single episode, I quickly realized it was impossible. Financial independence is such a broad topic, and if we shorten it, we won't cover all the essential aspects I want to share with you. On the other hand, if we try to cram it all into one episode, it will be excessively long. So, the best approach is to break it down into smaller segments. Today, we'll start with the basics, focusing on why we should care about managing our personal finances and how financial independence can bring positive changes to our lives. Before diving into the what and why of financial independence, let me tell you why this topic means so much to me. It's been over 10 years since I embarked on my financial independence journey, and at that time, it was like a wake-up call for me. I had gone through periods of making good money, but failing to save or invest wisely. Then, I came across stories of young people overseas achieving financial independence at such an early age, and I felt a mix of admiration and envy. I thought, why not me? That's when I decided to take control of my financial future. Financial independence is not an overnight achievement. It's a journey that may take around 10 years, maybe even longer, and it requires continuous effort and dedication. That's why understanding the what and why is crucial before delving into the how. Knowing the reasons behind your journey and preparing mentally for the challenges ahead will keep you motivated throughout. And believe me, I've recorded this episode 3 times because I'm so passionate about sharing this with you and inspiring at least one person to take charge of their financial independence. I came across a quote that perfectly encapsulates this journey. Living a few years of your life like most people won't, so you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. You know, I've been using the term financial independence for about 10 years now. It sounds simple, but in reality, this journey is far from fixed. It varies depending on each person's financial situation, and it doesn't mean we have to stick to one path for 10 years to achieve it. The great thing is, during these 10 years, we can still live a high-quality life, not just endure a tough time. Some think that to achieve this journey, we must cut back on all expenses, but that's not entirely true. I've been on this journey for quite a while, and my spending habits are still reasonable. I just handle my finances more strategically. See, we'll be living those 10 years differently from those around us, and after that, we'll reach a point where we can say, "F you money." You may have heard of the term "f you money" in the financial independence community. It implies that we no longer have to depend on money. If we think about it deeply, money can tie us to many things, and some of those things may not bring true value to our lives or even diminish its quality. Achieving financial independence means having enough money to say "f you" to all the things that don't add value to our lives. We can choose to walk away from them gracefully. Let me give you a simple example. Many young people, after finishing college and starting a job, realize they don't actually enjoy what they do. They receive advice, like follow your passion, and you'll never work a day in your life. But in reality, it's not that easy. Leaving a job to pursue a new field requires significant financial considerations. During the time we study, we need money for tuition and living expenses. After finishing our studies, we start with low-paying entry-level jobs, and it takes time to reach a stable income level. So, many end up sticking with jobs they don't like, and it keeps them stuck in a loop. The barrier here is the power of money. Now let's take out the variable of money. Trust me, the decision to let go becomes much easier. It's a test of whether you're genuinely doing what you love or just working for the money. Achieving financial independence allows us to have the power to walk away from anything that doesn't align with our passions. And hey, it's not about quitting halfway through things. It's about cultivating habits of giving our best and seeing things through to the end. But financial independence provides us the option to walk away when we need to. let's clear up a common misunderstanding about financial independence. It's not just about being rich and having loads of money. At its core, it's about the freedom itself. Financial independence is the most precious and elusive form of freedom one can achieve. Even those who have a lot of money but can't stop working are not truly free. They're financially rich, but they lack the freedom to live life on their own terms. So, my friends, if you're wondering why I'm so passionate about this journey to financial independence, it's because of the two words that define it: true freedom. It's a journey that brings so much more than wealth. It unlocks doors to experiences and possibilities beyond imagination. It's not an easy path, but it's undoubtedly worth every step. Now, how can we reach the threshold of financial independence? It might seem like a distant dream, but trust me, it's within reach. Take the first step: learn, save, invest wisely, and work towards breaking the chains that hold you back. That's something worth exploring. Recently, there was this friend of mine, also a successful entrepreneur, based in Australia. We were chatting, and he opened up to me about how he sometimes wishes he could take a break and experience other things in life. But it's not that easy. With hundreds of employees relying on his business, he wonders how they would manage if he took time off. When I heard him share his thoughts, I truly appreciated his concern for others. However, amidst his sincere reflections, I realized that freedom is a luxury far more expensive than just material possession. Those who truly possess freedom are the ones who are financially independent. So, how do we reach this financial independence threshold? Well, I have some good news for you. First, it's not as unattainable as some may think. Many believe they need to be immensely wealthy, with millions in their bank accounts, to achieve financial independence. That's not entirely true. In this series, I'll show you a method to calculate your own specific financial independence number. Moreover, the key is not just reaching that milestone to find happiness. The journey to financial independence is about changing your mindset, not just chasing money. It's about finding happiness throughout the process, not just after 10 years of hard work. The reason I chose to talk about this topic is that when I look around, I see many acquaintances, especially young ones, who lack knowledge in financial management. It's not their fault, they simply don't care. This leads to a situation where they struggle to manage their finances now and, ultimately, for their future and their family. I believe part of this stems from the ordinary mindset that emphasizes indulgence and trivializes money matters. First of all, that perspective is wrong. Proper expense management is crucial. It helps us control our cash flow better, leading to smarter spending in the short term and less financial stress in the long run. On the other hand, neglecting financial management can easily lead to debt and even ruin one's reputation. This harmful thinking gradually develops into a bad habit, especially among young individuals, particularly young men. They equate carefree living with uncontrolled spending, which are two entirely different things. And since they don't bother to learn, they fail to equip themselves with the essential skill of personal financial management. Sometimes, I ask some of them basic questions like, what's your minimum spending level? Or what's your standard spending level? These are fundamental concepts in personal financial management, but most of them have no clue. If they manage to save any money, it's often by luck, like receiving a year-end bonus or doing some freelance work on the side. They put it in the bank and consider it savings. But this primitive approach lacks efficiency. They don't have any proper plan for accumulating wealth, let alone generating more money for themselves. In short, they lack the skills to manage and control their finances, and the longer they wait, the more likely they will become slaves to money. And that's incredibly dangerous. Money is not inherently bad, but without knowing how to manage it, it will control us. This can lead to many issues, even within families, causing tensions and disputes over financial matters. Let me share a little story with you. During a conversation with some friends, we touched on broader topics, leading to stories about elderly people still working hard on the streets. One quote from that talk stuck with me: "If we don't become wealthy, we'll become old." Now, I'm not saying those elderly people ended up like that because of past financial mismanagement. I genuinely feel for them. But I want to send a message to young people. If you don't learn how to save and manage your finances, you may be old before you can achieve success. This is why I believe that understanding personal finance is essential. It enables us to take reasonable actions in this exciting journey. In the following sections, I will delve into specific instructions for you to undertake the financial independence journey effectively. In my own financial independence journey, I have distilled it into 3 essential parts. I believe that if any of these 3 are missing, our journey is prone to failure. Firstly, it's having the right mindset, knowing enough. It's like fuel that keeps us going on the long road, and it's vital in creating happiness throughout our journey. However, merely knowing enough isn't sufficient. If we stop there, we'll likely remain stuck, settling for a basic life. Though that isn't necessarily bad, it poses various risks that can jeopardize our financial security and overall life quality. Secondly, I call it the escape velocity, borrowing the concept from space science. In space science, escape velocity is the speed needed to overcome Earth's gravitational pull and break free from its orbit. Similarly, in the financial context, it represents the specific figure that allows us to escape the influence of money, enabling us to live life without constant financial worry. Knowing this number is not meant for us to stop once we achieve it. Instead, it's to realize that we now have an additional option in our freedom choice list, which is the choice to stop if we wish. Having this specific figure is crucial because without it, we're like embarking on a journey without a clear destination, leading to uncertainty and vagueness. Lastly, the third part is having goals without specific milestones. Without these concrete milestones, our goals can remain mere dreams. We may think about them, but will never truly take action to turn any goal into reality. The core idea here is to write down these goals as smaller milestones. These milestones will be smaller targets that bring us closer to our overall goal and provide the motivation to step into that journey. In conclusion, having the right mindset, understanding the escape velocity, and setting specific milestones are the 3 crucial components to ensure a successful financial independence journey. Embrace these principles, and you'll be well equipped to embark on your path towards financial independence. That's all I'm going to share with you in this part. It has been quite a lengthy discussion, but I hope I've managed to ignite your passion for this field. Through this, I also wanted to stress the significance of taking control of our personal financial management. And mind you, I haven't even touched on the more advanced aspects yet. Just focusing on changing our perspective on money management has already added so much value to our lives. I'll conclude this session here, looking forward to meeting you all in the next one. If you find these insights helpful, please share them with your friends. Remember to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on future updates. Thank you all and see you soon.